Hey everyone, Josh Wood here from Real Broker. And today I want to introduce you to an amazing tool that really helps simplify our real estate transactions, and that is Real Signature. So this is an alternative to some of the other options that you might be familiar with, perhaps Dotloop, DocuSign, AuthentiSign, which are all great in their own right. However, there are monthly, yearly costs involved. So being part of Real actually gives us access to Real Signature free of charge. It's just another tool in our tool belts that they give and provide to us. So again, it's our electronic form and signature tool, and it's designed really to streamline our workflow. There's template management, and it's seamlessly integrated right into our app Reason. So it makes it really easy to access, easy to use, and get things done. Okay, so here we are within Reason. This is your main dashboard, and on the left here you have access to all the different applications and sections within Reason. So this one right here is Real Signature, the little squiggle. So let's click that and we'll get right into it. Now we're in Real Signature, and up top here is the section where you drop in documents, and below here are previous documents that I have sent, and I can check on their status over here that it's been completed and that it's been sent back to me. I can download that completed signed document right here as well. And it'll also email me, of course, when a document has been signed. So let's drop a document in here. I can either click right here and upload, or I can take my mouse off screen. I have a couple monitors here, and I can just drag a document right in. And if it's just one document, now what I can do is click this edit button and prepare it for signatures. Or let's say that there's actually several documents that you're going to be working on at the same time. So I'll show you how to do that. I'll just drop in a second document. And maybe you're not using 2, maybe you're using 10, right? So this is just duplicated easily depending on how many documents you want to use. So I'll now click here, these 2 documents that I've just uploaded. And you see here, there's a button that's created that says Create Packet. So we're going to do that. Essentially what a packet does is puts those multiple PDFs together in one envelope as you send it out. So we're going to name this just as test. And now we see that those 2 documents are within this packet called test. I can click this arrow here and see them. I can reorder them if I want to. And that's now this packet. Now there's different options over here that I can do. So we can edit it. I can make a copy of it. So you can actually make templates. So let's say it's a property disclosure statement or something that has a lot of fields to be input, and you only kind of want to do it once and set it up once. You can do that. You can create a template as well. But this is going to be a one-time packet we're working on. So let's just click the edit button and we essentially go to the next step. This is pretty cool here too. You can actually click this and add it to a transaction. So let's say you're working on 1234 Main Street. You can automatically, once those docs are signed, add those into that transaction. So it essentially negates the step needed where once it's signed, you download it and then have to go over to the transaction list and upload it appropriately. It'll put it in the transaction if you want it to. Now you can also skip that, of course. You can just leave it blank. So now, who will be signing these 2 documents? Is it going to be a buyer? Is it going to be seller? Are there going to be different people? You can add different people. You can add more. You can add your managing broker if you wish. Let's just say it's just going to be me. I'm going to send it to one of my email addresses to be able to show it to you. So it's just going to be one buyer that's going to be signing these. I can, of course, add more if I want to, even at this stage. But let's just go next onto the next page. Now it's going to ask, well, who are the signers? So let's say it's going to be me. And I'm going to send it to an email address. And what's the role? Well, he's the buyer that's going to be signing. I can add more if I want to. Here's the documents that are going to be signed. And again, I can reorder them again if they are incorrect here. I can also set the signing order. So maybe you want one individual to sign before another. You do that right here if you wish. Now here's the subject line. So I'm just going to call this test, but you could fill that in as like, here's the offer for 1234 Main Street. And then below the subject line, here's the email message, the body. So we'll just type in body text. And then it asks you, well, who's sending it? I'm going to be sending it from my name and from my email address. So this is all done now. You can also CC it at this time if you want to send it to a transaction coordinator, to an assistant. I'll leave that blank at this time. We'll click next. Now we're actually within that first document. So this is the disclosure of representation and trading form here in BC. I just have some preset stuff here filled out on it just for myself. So now on the left here, we can click who's signing it. So I click this, and this is who I entered to be the signer. But you see that I'm also here again. That's because if I was to enter, let's say, a buyer that's not typically myself, let's just say it's John Smith, he would appear here, but I would also always automatically appear. And that makes it nice in case you need to add some text or you need to sign something. You don't have to think about always adding yourself. You will always be here as an optional signer. So I'm just going to click Josh Wood, and now here are different things that they can do. So let's say that you need them to initial here, and you need to sign, and when you sign, you want it to be dated also. So they're going to sign here, and see how it automatically puts up that date. I'm just going to move that over here. And then maybe this wasn't exactly perfect, so I'm going to move it. Maybe you want it dated and timed. So let's have them sign here. And now this is a date and a time. If that was put erringly, I'm just going to hit the delete on my keyboard after it's selected. You can make check boxes, you can make radio boxes, you can have them date right here. You can add a text field, you can strike something out. So maybe you want this struck out. I can move that line over here, or maybe you want this whole paragraph section struck out. You can make it large like that. And then because we're striking something out, we need them to initial beside those changes. So we'll just put 2 initials there. We can have their name automatically. So let's put that right here. We can put their email address if we want. And we can have our brokerage, managing broker, the agent that's working with them. So all those things will automatically be added. Let's say you want them to have a text box also to fill out here. We'll just fill it out like that. Now I can save this as a draft if I want just it to wait, or I can go on to the next document because you'll recall we did put in 2 PDFs that are being worked on. So let's go to the next document, and let's say that we need them to initial here and here, 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 here. It won't let you put things over top. See that? It won't let me click. So it has to be below it. And then I can move things. And of course I can resize them all. So if I need it to fit exactly in that spot. And we'll just have them sign and push the date here. And then also their name. Signee's name will show up right here. So it's as simple as that. We then click preview. And we see everything that we've entered onto those documents. If we're happy, we then click next. And now it's ready for us to actually send it out for signatures. Or we can, of course, save it. But right now we're going to send it out for signatures. And it now has been sent. So this is my main dashboard again. And you'll see now that this packet named test is pending. So it's out for signatures. I can see who it was sent to here. So this is good in case someone says like, hey, I don't have it yet. You can mouse over here and check the email address that it was sent to. And if it was incorrect, you can click this little pencil edit button and fix it. You can also resend it right here, send options, resend it again. You can void it if you need to make a new one. So let's now hop over to our email and see what it looks like and walk through the actual signing process. So here in our email, we see that it has shown up here. We see that it is coming from my name via Real, and it's going to say signature. And we see that subject line of test. So I'm going to click on it to open it. And now we're here. It says Josh Wood sent you the following documents, test. And here's that body text. If I had written out an email, this is where it would appear. And we're going to click review. Now it's going to open up those documents. Here's a disclosure saying, hey, it's an electronic signature. Do you agree to the privacy terms of use? They have to click that agree and then the button to agree. And now it shows up very similar to a DocuSign or a Authentisign. Big prompt here saying start that's yellow. It's moving, it's jiggling, so it should get their attention. They're going to start. And now it's saying, well, here's a signature that's required. If I click next, it's going to take me to your different next boxes, but I won't be able to go to the next document. See here on the bottom, I can't actually move on until it's done. So that's good. They're not going to miss anything. So to sign in this box, it just requires a click. And to date something, it'll just be selected and we can pick the date. If you don't want them to select the wrong date, you would have assigned yourself to fill out that date. But right now I assigned it to this client that this email has been sent to fill that in. They're going to initial here. Here they're going to type in some text. Here, because these things were crossed out, we're going to have them initial. And we see that now that it's done, there's a big blue button on the bottom that's taking you to the next document. So we'll click that, we're on to the next document. They can peruse it and read it, but they have to click the start button that's jiggling to get them to start signing and initialing. We're going to initial here, here, here. Let's say they missed one and they signed and it automatically filled in that date and time. They can't go on to the next document or finish until it's finished signing and initialing. So now it's done and we can say finish signing. And now it gives them a large prompt saying that you've completed signing. So now it's going to send me an email that it's all done. And as well, I'll be able to see within Real Signature that it has completed. So let's just look at what both things look like. We'll go back to Real Signature first. Now we're here. Now this page hasn't been refreshed, so it still says pending, right? So let's hit the refresh button. And now we see that it has completed. You can also mouse over this. Let's say you had 2 or more signers. I could see that one individual has signed, but we're waiting on one. So that's powerful too, right? You can say that John hasn't signed yet. Perhaps have him check his spam folder or let me know if it needs to be sent to a different email address. Now that it is completed, I can click the download button right here and it'll download to my computer and I'll have those PDFs. And as well, if I go to my email address, I will go there. Now within my email, my main email that I have set up for when documents are signed for it to automatically email to me, we see that I've also received an email. It says documents signed and I can view them. I click that. I'm now viewing those documents that have signed. I can go through and view all the documents, click next document, or I can just click download all, and that'll download a folder on my computer that'll have those different PDFs all signed, and you're all done. If you set it up within Reason to automatically push it into a transaction, that's already automatically been done as well. So that's it in a nutshell, our tool that we can use and access Real Signature. It is something that is constantly being worked on. I've sent several suggestions over to the developers that are specifically tasked with working on Real Signature, and several of them have already been implemented, which I find really cool. It's really amazing when they ask for suggestions and you provide suggestions and then it doesn't just fall on deaf ears. Those suggestions are implemented. So it has come leaps and bounds and progressed a lot since it was first announced and came out about 2 years ago, and they continue to work on it and to make it better and to streamline it. So it's something that I'm really excited with, kind of being on the ground level and then giving them tidbits about how to make it better and implement change. So if you'd like a demo in person, feel free to reach out and we can arrange a time where I could actually hop on a Zoom call and show it to you how it exactly works. And if you're thinking about joining Real and you're looking for a sponsor or a co-sponsor, feel free to reach out and we can have a chat about if it would be a good fit for you or not.